Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good
Yes,
evening.
sir. Whatever. Good evening.
Yeah, myself, Dr. Renjith Thomas. I'm a faculty in Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, St. Joseph College of Engineering, Palay in Kerala. And today I would like to take one topic that related to artificial intelligence. So I took one topic, Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. Some of you know about the artificial intelligence. Maybe this class may be a refreshing one, or if you don't know about the artificial intelligence, sometimes it may be a kickstart for knowing about the artificial intelligence. Nowadays, most of the people discuss about the term artificial intelligence. Whether we need to fear about the artificial intelligence, maybe most of the persons having the questions like this. Every days we came to know about the artificial intelligence through some science fiction movies like Matrix or Terminator, like that. That released in 1970, oh, sorry, 1990s. In these films, AI is act as an evil character to finish the humans. Stephen Hawking, Elon Musk, and other some world famous technocrats and scientists are telling about the AI which will act against the human. So most of the persons having a little tension about the AI which will be quite natural. Uh, we can't predict what will happen after a 30 or 50 years. That is the main thing that we are facing. Unpredictability is the main thing that we are facing in the case of an artificial intelligence area. Now, artificial intelligence are very boom, and after some days, what will be happen? We can't predict much because we didn't predict the Terminator or the films like Matrix. They predict these things early days or before for 30 or 30 years, but we can't predict that much in the coming future because it is going or moving very fastly. Another in the case of the Matrix or the Terminator, they released in 19, as I told, it released in 1990s. And after releasing these science fiction movies, we don't have any drastic changes in the AI field. But now it's changed. AI comes, AI cameras came, Amazon Alexa came, OpenAI, ChatGPT came, Google Bard or Gemini came, Apple Siri came, Microsoft Copilot came. Nowadays, new things are coming. That is deep sea carbon from China, and nowadays another product is coming from the China. That is Alibaba. They launches a Qn model from the China, which have a better performance. They are telling that the Qn model of Alibaba having a better performance than the Gemini, than the OpenAI, ChatGPT, or our DeepSeek AI. And nowadays, social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all are using AI for suggesting video. We are always using the social media platforms, and they are deciding what we need to see next. That is the presence of AI in our daily life. Um in the recent days, we came to know about deep fake videos. In the case of elections that's happening in the America or US election stunts, and in the case of blackmailing, uh, all of them, some of them, or some evil persons using deepfake videos for some stunts or blackmailings. Nowadays, some of the foreign countries or companies are approving their bank loan, share market trading, calculation of the insurance premium, etc., with the help of AI. Medical diagnostics are doing with the help of AI. Many crucial decisions are taking with the help of AI. Um, and we have numerous number of personal assistance systems like Amazon Alexa, Siri, Google Assistants, all are with us for a long years. But the entry of the Chat GPT, all of us know about the AI. Before that, we are not aware about, or we are not crucial, we are not thinking about this presence of AI. But nowadays, we are thinking about AI after the entry of the chat GPT in this area. We going to know about the drastic improvement in the field, in this field. In early days, we have Google search or Yahoo search or some other search engine for Firefox search, etc. Uh, at that time, we are giving a keyword for search, and the search engines are collecting the information from their database, and they are giving some links or suggestions to us. But nowadays, these AI models or Google or other browsing tools giving an answer like a human. They are understanding what they are thinking, what we are thinking. That's happening now. In the early stages, it's not like that. We are just giving a keyword for searching. The machine is searching in their database, and they are collecting some links, and then they are showcases in the desktops. But nowadays it is changing. They are collecting some informations, and they are generating some information instead of links. We can see that instead of links, they are generating some new informations that they are collected from these already existing datas. And uh, uh, there are nowadays AI models can handle different languages. Uh, Google can translate more than 100 languages. Nowadays, the DeepSeek having good translation quality than ChatGPT or Google. It has a better performance than other conventional Google or GPT is a recent one. But DeepSeek giving a DeepSeek R1 model is giving a better performance than the earlier things. These models responds like a human. So sometimes we came to believe that these models have a consciousness. Human have a consciousness. While human is seeing something, they are conscious about that. But nowadays, actually, computer don't have or machines don't have any conscious. But we came to know that it has some consciousness with the performance. Um, Sometimes we believe that a human, this machine having a consciousness like a human. Real thing is that there are some software programmed or designed to act like a human, Based on the human intelligence, we can handle numerous things. We can handle numerous problems. Human can handle numerous problems. Humans can handle numerous new situations by the help. Sometimes it may be the help of the experience or his experiments or his critical thinkings. That is a he and she or he or she can handle multiple situations. But in the case of AI or a computer machine are not like that. They are programmed for do something specific. Now I'm discussing about some basic explanation about AI. Consider the case of a human intelligence. It means a human can think new things. Human can make some decisions. Human can make some self-study. Human can think logically. Human can solve the problems critically, and human can make some decision based on the contextual, special, unique cases. Now we are changing this human intelligence or this thinking capability or this decision capability or some problem solving capability to the machine. If a machine has this types of this much thinking, we can say that it has an artificial intelligence. Now we are translating or we are giving this much intelligence to a machine. If the machine having this much of intelligence, we can tell that it has an artificial intelligence. If the new thing is coming, if a new circumstances or new cases or new context is coming, he is making a proper, correct decision based on the new context. We can say that it has an intelligence. It has an artificial intelligence. All, all of us know that for handling mathematical calculations, we have calculator, and it has much a better performance than a human. If we are taking consider we are taking one calculator and give a big multiplication number. Consider we have a multiplication figures like 4,80,492 multiplied with 72,920. We will get an answer. For a human, it will take too much time to solve this mathematical equation or mathematical problem. But in the case of a calculator, it can perform better than a human. Likewise, sometimes it may be 100 or 1,000 times faster than a human can handle. These types of millions of calculation can be handled by the computer in a fraction of seconds. A computer is operating this calculation based on predefined instructions or programs. A normal computer can work only based on this instruction. If any changes in these predefined instruction, a normal computer can't handle this. If a computer having an artificial intelligence, he can handle a new thing, new error or new problem or new situation. If a computer can do a new task that we have not given or done early, at that point we can tell that it has an intelligence, and it is the artificial intelligence. Example for a case of classification problem. We need to identify uh, a particular thing from an image. Consider we having some uh, images of birds, and if we need to, or the machine or computer need to identify this particular image
Oh,
is of
yes.
a bird. What we can do? For this case, we need to train the computer, we need to train the model with the several number of birds image. Considering we have crow image, consider we have some images of eagle. Sometimes we may have the images of parrot, kingfisher, dove, peacock, sparrow, owl, cuckoo, duck, etc. Consider we have this much of birds image, and we are learning the machine with these images. After that, after this thing, we are giving a new bird. Consider we have a vulture image or a falcon image. We are checking the machine with the new images, new birds. At that time, if a machine can easily identify this as a bird, we can say that it has an intelligence. If we are giving a new bird that we are not used for learning process, we learned the system with a crow, eagle, parrot, kingfisher, dove, peacock, sparrow, duck, owl, cuckoo, etc. But we are giving a new bird that we are not used to learn this process. Example, vulture or falcon to the computer. If the computer can realize or identify that it is a bird, then we can say that it has an intelligence. How the machine identify that it's as a bird? Now I am discussing about how or what happened behind this problem. We are telling the machines or we are learning uh, from the previous example, previous I discussed about some birds name. We are learning or training the machines with these types of birds image. At that time, we can see that each images or each figures in the birds having two legs or 2 feet. It has wings, 2 wings. It has feathers. It has beak. It has tail. These are some features that we can identify from a figure. Consider the case of a crow. It has a beak. It has a wings. It has some feathers. It has a tail. It has 2 feet, etc. The machine is learning these features. These are some features. I mentioned about the 5 features. The machine is learning these 5 features from the image. And machine is giving some weightage for these features. Consider for the case the machine is giving 20 percentage weightage. Consider for the wing, the machine is giving 20 percentage. Consider the case of feathers, machine is giving 20 percentage. Consider the case of a beak, the machine is giving 20 percentage. Consider the case of tail, the machine is giving 20 percentage. I'm telling about 5 features. We are giving 20 percentage of features for this 20 percentage weightage for these 5 features, and the total 100 percentage weightage is given for all these features. Consider we are giving an image of a crow for testing whether it is a bird or not. We already trained the machine with the crow image. Or consider we are testing the machine with the image of a falcon. while consider the case of a falcon or a vulture, we can see that they having feathers, or they having wings, they having beak, they having tail. At that time, the machine realized that it is a bird because this bird having this much features. Consider we are not giving the falcon or vulture or crow for the testing. We are giving another bird. Consider the case of a penguin. All of you know that a penguin is a bird. While consider the case of a penguin, we can see that it don't have wings. It don't have feathers. At that time, I previously told that leg having or feet having 20 percentage weight, wing having 20 percentage weightage, feather having 20 percentage weightage, beak having 20 percentage weightage, tail having 20 percentage weight, total 100 percentage weight. But now our case of a penguin, we don't have wings, so 20 percentage gone. We don't have feathers. So 20 percentage gone, 40 percentage totally gone. Only 60 percentage satisfied that it is a bird. Sometimes the penguin is predicted as not a bird. That is wrong. That is a wrong assumption or wrong prediction. For that, we need to update the machine with a new weightage. At that time, we are telling that we not need that much weightage. We don't need the 20 percentage weightage. So we can reduce the weightage of the wing. Feather don't have the 20 percentage weightage. So we can reduce the weightage of the feathers. We can reduce the weightage from 20 to 10. We can reduce the weightage of wings from 20 to 10. And we can increase the weightage of leg to 20 to 30. We can increase the weightage of beak from 20 to 30. At that time, we are reassigning or rescheduling or resetting the weights. Computer reset or reassign the weight, reduce the weights of wings and feathers, and increase the weightage of other features, and the machine learn from this faulty decision. Likewise, daily, the system updating their prediction abilities. This is the method that happening behind a machine, behind a prediction, behind an AI model. Okay, this is happening there. And consider we are giving numerous number of figures of a bird and labeled it as a bird. We are giving numerous numbers of a crow and we are labeling it as a crow. We are giving numerous number of figures of a falcon and we are labeling it as a bird. And likewise, we are labeling these are birds. And after the labeling, uh, the
आसिफ
machine,
भाई
based on the prediction, the machine is reassigning the weights and correct the issues. After long learning, the computer become ready to identify it correctly. That is, the system achieves the ability to identify the bird in different scenarios. I will discuss one another example. At that time, you can easily understand what I am meaning. This is one. What I discussed is one of the training method. We have numerous number of training methods are there. In the case of supervised learning, I discussed about the labeling of these. Birds, this is called as supervised learning. A supervisor is there. A teacher is there. Teacher is telling that this is a particular thing, this is a particular thing, this is a particular thing. After this learning process, we are asking. A student is learning these things from the teacher, and the new if a new problem comes based on this learning, they are predicting it correctly. That is a supervised learning. And another method is unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning, we don't have a teacher. We don't have a labeled data. No one is telling that this is that, this is that, this is that. This machine is just collecting some features of these images, and the machine is telling that these features are come in a two-dimensional place, and these features are come in a particular place of a two-dimensional space. So this comes in this area, and consider we have a face image and face image. I think there are numerous numbers of attendees are present here, and we are collecting some face images of these all attendees, and we need to identify the face of these attendees. For that, we are collecting some images of all these persons, and we are extracting some features of all these faces, and we are plotting these features in a two-dimensional space. At that time, we can see that one first person's features are coming in a particular portion, and the second person's features are coming in a separate area, and it will come in different areas, and we can classify each features differently. This is an unsupervised learning. This is the two methods that happening in this artificial intelligence area. In the case of bird example, that is labeled data, that is supervised learning, and later I discussed about some face images, that is unsupervised data. We can see that machine can understand a particular image as a bird. It just takes some decisions based on features or weights or numbers that it learns. But human is not like a human. He or she understand it as a bird. Human have a consciousness, or a human has a consciousness understanding ability. But machine don't have this consciousness. A machine does taking decisions based on some features, some weights, some numbers, some digital values. They are just taking some decision based on some binary values. But human is not like that. For getting an accurate result, we need to learn, or we need to train with numerous number of data. Recent days, we can discuss about one example. That is, in the case of Apple iPhones or Apple OS, Apple is giving privacy to their customers, and the data are so not public, not open. So they have less data for training. But in the case of Androids, it is open and it is public, and Android OS having numerous number of images or data to train the models. So we can see that Apple AI is we can see that Apple company is backstepping in this competition, or yeah, usage of AI is accurate in Android phones, but not much accurate in Apple phones, because Apple don't have enough number to learn or train. But the Android system having numerous number of data to train, so it having an upper hand in this competition. In the above example, consider the In the case of birds example, we can see that we just identify it as a bird or not. Sometimes we need to identify which bird is this. We discuss about different birds. Crow is there, eagle is there, parrot is there, duck is there, sparrow is there. We discussed about numerous number of birds. We need to identify which bird is there. So that what we are doing is we need to train each and every bird with the machine. We need numerous number of data of crow for classify it as a crow. We need numerous number of eagle images for identifying or predicting it as a eagle. Or we need to enough number of duck images for identifying it as a duck. Numerous number means if we are increasing this number of images, the prediction accuracy will be increased. If we need to identify the image as a bird or an animal, that's another case. We need to give another training. We need to give the images of some animals, sometimes lion, elephant, etc. We need to give some images of numerous number of images of birds for classifying. We need another training process. For doing different tasks, we need to train the system with the different data. I just discussed about some image classification. Here is not come in a nutshell of this image processing. It has a different applications. Uh, yeah, artificial intelligence can be used in NLP applications. NLP means natural language processing. Natural language processing, my mother tongue is Malayalam, some others' mother tongue is different, and these are some natural languages. We are training the models or training the machines with these natural languages that's come under the natural language processing. ChatGPT and the DeepSeek AI, Amazon, these Alibaba's Qn AI, all these things are natural language processing. Majority of these things are focused on text-based generation. And in the case of, we discussed about the image, we have image recognition application, sometimes face recognition applications, sometimes recently we all know about self-driving cars. Elon Musk Tesla is running it successfully, and all these self-driving cars need an artificial intelligence to take decisions. Each and every problems that face the inner road is different. We need to take decisions based on these crucial things. Otherwise, the accident will come. So that we need an artificial intelligence. We need to collect some data from sensors, some cameras that's placed in the different positions of the car, and we are collecting all these data. And based on this data, we are identifying the problems, and we are taking some decisions. We are taking the distance of the car that is traveling in the front, or the speed of that car that's going ahead, and we are collecting some data of pedestrians. We are collecting some data of the road lines. We are collecting then some data of what traffic lights, etc. Sometimes some symbols are there. We are collecting some data from there, and based on this data, the self-driving cars are taking some decisions. If any problem with that, the accident will come. So we need an accurate decisions. And AI is using successfully in this area. Now we can see that in the evolution of human, we can see different revolution. We we know about Stone Age, Iron Age, Bronze Age, then some fuels are identified, engines are identified, wheels are identified, fires are identified. In the case of a human evolution, we gone through, or our ancestors gone through different revolution. Now we are standing in an AI revolution situation. All the basic engineering streams are updating, or they are updating their performance. They are smarting their performance with the help of AI. In the case of mechanical engineers, for a vehicle, they are using numerous number of AI applications. While we discussed about the Tesla car, we have numerous number of applications in the motor vehicles. In the case of a civil, we have room GPTs are there. We can design a building with some inputs that unique buildings, unique designs can be made with the help of some AI tools. In the case of electrical engineers, we can draw some layouts with the help of some AI tools. All the engineering areas are now focusing on their smartness or the implementation of these AI tools, uh, so that we all uh, should aware about the AI. So I would like take this topic as our presentation. In I just discussing about the revolution of this AI. In the early days of 1950, first transistor is discovered. And that transistor having big size. Its name is vacuum tube. It can handle a single digit, 1 or 0. That is a first digital device, or first transistor, or first device that can handle a zeros or one. And in the case of 1960s, sometimes you people are coming from the electronics field, sometimes you know about the uh, TTL gates, transistor logic gates, that is introduced in 1960s. It having 16 transistors. In the early 15, we have one sorcerer or single transistor or single digit value can be hold. Now in 1960s, they introduce, or Intel or IBM introduce TTL gates, and it can handle 16 binary values, or binary values can be represented with the help of 16 transistors. In 1970s, 8-bit microprocessor introduced with the help of 4,500 transistors. 8-bit microprocessor introduced. And in 1980s, 32-bit microprocessor, which having more than 2 lakhs transistors in a single chip. In the case of 1990s, uh, Intel introduces a processor, 30 to 32-bit processor with the 3 million transistors. And in the case of 2000, 64-bit microprocessor introduced and which having more than 592 millions of transistors. We are discussing about the term millions. 592 million transistors are there in the 64-bit microprocessor that's happening in the 2000. And in the case of 2010, GPUs, graphical processing units of NVIDIA and other things are coming, and more than 8 billion transistors are present in that time. In the 2020, NVIDIA's GPUs with 92 billion transistors. In the last year, December time, Google introduced a new processor. Its name is Willow. Sometimes some of you know about the Willow processor. It is used for quantum computing. We are, or the engineers of the Google are handling the digital world with the help of an electron. We all know about electrons. Electron is rotating around the nucleus. It having a spin. It will spin in clockwise. It will spin in anti-clockwise. Now the Willow processor can handle the spinning of this electron. If a transistor is spinning in clockwise, it can be read as 1. If this electron is spinning in anti-clockwise, we can measure it as, or we can measure the spinning of this clockwise or anti-clockwise, and we can take the decisions as 1s or 0. At that time, we can see that we are going into the molecular level. We are going into the minute level. We are going into the quantum computing level. In the engineering world, we discussed this evolution based on Moore's law. Moore's law is an exponential graph. In the early stages in 1950s, we have one vacuum tube to represent ones and zero. From that time to current Willow processor, we can see that the graph is going exponentially. Exponential, all of you know about exponential graphs because reason or 3 or 4 years before we are seeing about the COVID, and at that time the COVID is spreading exponentially. That is growing exponentially. Like that, the number of transistors present in the unit space is growing exponentially. And this is why in the early stage, I discussed about one matrix or the film, the science fiction films. Or at that time, they introduced that things in 30 years back, but now this 30 years is not the artificial intelligence is not growing fastly, but nowadays it is going fastly because high performance computers are now available after 2020. Before that is not available. So the concept is there. The transformers or metrics that persons know for future, this will come in the future, but there is no high performance computers in the early days, but now we have high performance computers. So with the help of this high performance GPUs, we can make some good decisions or predictions. One important point to identify the boom of AI is the presence of social media. All of we are very active in social medias like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, or now it's calling us X, YouTube, etc. The data for an exact artificial intelligence application, we need some data. The data need to train is collected from these social media platforms. The machine or the system or the AI model is trained while tagging something in the social media. If we are tagging a dog, it is as dog, then the mission or the Facebook or the Instagram is understanding that it is a dog. Sometimes we are tagging that particular person in an image. That time, the Facebook is understanding that this particular face is of a particular person. Sometimes we are giving some captcha while entering into a privacy area or a banking application. Sometimes we are giving captcha code. We are training this. So we are training some models with some human information, human decisions. And this captcha is a training method. The tagging is a training method. So nowadays we can see that all social media platforms can automatically tag all faces. This is why, because it learned very much with the previous data that we placed in social media platforms. The photos or images that is uploaded in the social media is used to train the AI models. Daily millions of images are uploading in the platforms. And the systems is learning in the feature uh, and it will recognize or classify or predict after 5 or 10 years the precision will be increased. If we are tagging a particular person with a clean shave, sometimes we are tagging that particular person with a mustache. Sometimes they have improved. Their system is learning with a different situation. Sometimes we are standing here with a background. Sometimes we have a different background. All these things are used to train the models that's used in Facebook, Instagram, or other social media platforms. At that time, we can see that its performance will be more precise in the future. Nowadays, it's precise, but it will be more precise. The text that used in social media platform or WhatsApp are used to train the NLP models. I discussed my mother tongue is Malayalam. Sometimes I type Malayalam in my WhatsApp or social media platforms. This typing is used to learn the natural language processing. Sometimes you are from different countries and you have some other tongues and you are typing or you are handling your social media platform this mother tongue language. They are learning the NLP natural language processing is learning this information. Sometimes even if the system trained well, It may produce some errors. I will give some examples of this error. Example in a classification process. Consider we have a classification process and a dog is misclassified as a wolf. That's problem that happened early. The AI model is trained with numerous number of animal images, and while training all these wolf images, the wolf images background to having a snow. And if a dog is standing in front of this snow image, the machine is wrongly identified that the dog is a wolf. That's the problem that's happening in this process. Why? They misidentified or wrongly identified that dog as a wolf because in that training data we have an irrelevant information that's behind the snow is the irrelevant information. The system is learned with an irrelevant information. Because of this irrelevant information, the model predicted incorrectly. If a problem in the trained data, it will affect the output of the artificial intelligence. That is the data that used to train should be unbiased. Otherwise, it will make some issues. We have numerous number of artificial intelligence tools. That is mainly a main thing that we have NLP, natural language processing. All of you know about Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant. We are using these things. These are some AIs based on NLP or natural language processing. Then other thing is generative AI. They are creating a new thing, generating a new thing. Nowadays, we all know about this ChatGPT, Google Bard, or DeepSeek. All these things are some generative AIs. New context, new content uh, can be generated with the help of these generative models. Consider we are giving some data of novels, English novels. We are learning a model with some English novels. Consider we have 100 novels and we are learning the model with these 100 models, and we are after the learning process we are telling that give me a new novel. The model will give us. Model will generate a new novel. Sometimes its performance may be better than some famous novels. This is a case of an NLP, but in the case of a image, we can generate new image based on the knowledge of numerous images. Sometimes the model is trained with a girl's face, numerous images of girl's face, and we can generate a new face. We can generate a unique face with the help of this trained model. These are some computer vision models, and robotic AI models are there, speech recognition AI models are there, explainable AI models are there, planning and scheduling calendars AI models are there, room GPTs models are there for designing. For the engineering areas, we are using numerous number of AI models. So the future of AI will be more uh, booming. I think our time is coming to 9:30. Um, hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
If you have any queries, you can ask.
Sir, we will study of the configuration also this AI.
Okay, once more.
We will perform also configuration same this algorithm machine learning. No, just only introduction only topic.
Yeah, introduction. Now we discussed about the introduction of
Yeah.
this artificial intelligence.
No,
I
later
think,
we will start. Later we will start configuration also.
yeah, we can discuss about the background performance
Algorithm
evaluations,
setting.
algorithms, all these things in the later classes. Or I don't know what's the planning of the host, and if they are telling that, we can discuss. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
Mm.